Guten Morgen, cadets. This is the Flightcast. This podcast consists of us talking to the seniors, seeing how they're doing, seeing what they've done, how did they get to the point where they're at. And today's guest is Cadet Flores. All right. So tell me a little bit about yourself, Flores. Like, you know, what year are you? Why did you join ROTC and stuff like that?
Okay, so I'm on my year 4 already. I started since freshman year. So the way how it all started, I was with a couple of friends and I went to the club fair, and then I saw the ROTC banner, and then I just liked how organized it was and how how close people were, and then I just signed up. That's it. I didn't really think of it. I just signed up. The next day I was put into the classroom, and then I just followed all the rules, listened to everything, studied my butt off, and then I just flourished from there.
Flores. So like, I'm just gonna bring it a little bit back because I know you told us.
I feel like we're getting interrogated.
You are. Kid, right?
Yes.
So like, what made you want to transition to be a better kid?
Okay, so when I was in middle school, the beginning of like 7th grade, I started hanging around with the wrong crowd, and then I just started getting in trouble, and then I needed to put my mind into something else, and then so I reached out for help. So I went in the office, asked the assistant principal for help, to help me straighten out my thinking and my priorities, and then so she put me in a program called the MACE program. Shout out to the MACE program. And then once I was put into there, I was it got me thinking about like a different perspective in school and like how it was ran, I guess you can say. And then I just loved the class, and then I just wanted more. So when I went into high school, I thought that ROTC was something like the MACE program, so that's why I joined. That was probably why I joined too, and I just loved it.
Did you find that it was what you were looking for, or was it something different, or how would you say it kind of your thoughts about it changed after you joined?
Like ROTC, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So my thoughts on it was just I had to have something, I have to have something to occupy myself, so I wouldn't be going in and doing bad stuff. And then once I just spent more time with it, I realized that this was the fit for me, and it was probably the best decision I made.
So one of the things that you said that kind of like made me like, I don't know, think about was that you said that you went to go ask for help.
Yes.
That's crazy to me. But like it takes guts, to like actually go out there and be like, yo, I need some help. And shout out to you. That's actually like a big step. Tell me a little bit about the Mesa program. Like, how was it? Like,
okay.
What was
so
the
Mesa program was ran by like officers, firefighters, and what's it called? MDs.
EMTs.
EMTs. So those guys, all of them, they would just spill on like their knowledge and like how they would use their professionalism and all their work for the greater good. So like for good reasons. And then like I said, it was just the perspective on how they would use their intelligence. So yeah. Mm-hmm.
So would you say that you grasped some things and like put it into ROTC that you've learned over there?
Yeah, definitely.
Because I remember like freshman year, like in all honesty, Alpha Flight was the best flight, even though Echo Flight had like 20 people. Like Alpha Flight had like what, 7, 8? So like, and you were one of the most motivated ones, like I saw.
Yeah.
So like, would you say that you used that knowledge to go into?
Definitely, because I learned like leadership skills in the Mesa program. So I just carried it on into ROTC, and then whatever I knew, I tried to let my peers know and teach them so they can. That's why Alpha Flight was so good, because
because of you.
Not because of that, because we all let each other know that we were here not to mess around, and that we wanted to be really good cadets in the future. And then, my senior year now, dang, we have a really good senior flight.
Yeah, we do.
Really
and it was freaking awesome.
It is. So tell me a little bit about freshman year, like in ROTC. How was it like?
So freshman year was new to me, Well, of course, it was new to everyone, but I don't know. It was just different seeing like new things. It was pretty nice because it made me think of what I wanted to do the next 3 years. And I already knew that I was already going to be locked in for the next 3 years. And I was like deciding like on everything else because I was an avid freshman year and I wasn't in sports. So, and I once I saw the football team, I was decided to. I wanted to join the football team. So yeah, it was a lot of things on my mind in freshman year, but it was an awesome year to learn and grasp, so, like new information. So yeah.
So I know the football team has been a big part of your high school experience.
Yes.
So let's just talk about because I know you joined sophomore year, right? And then, so what influenced you to want to join the football team, and how has it influenced you since then?
Well, when I joined the football team, like what made me want to join the football team was that first off, they were really athletic guys, and like it was like a way out basically, and like and it was just a thing to get better, That's so weird.
Yeah.
And like
You can leave the door alone.
Just leave it alone. Sorry, guys. There's just people being
intruding on our interrogation.
what was the question again?
Yeah. Okay. So basically, the question was like, why did you join football, and then how has football influenced your life?
Right. So yeah, I joined football because I wanted to be really good in athletic point view, and yeah, I just went and joined, and then I actually did pretty good. My junior year, so my second year of football, I made first team all region all lineman. So yeah, that was a pretty good accomplishment. And whatever I learned from football, I try to bring it to ROTC, and whatever I learned from ROTC, I try to bring it to football. And it worked pretty good. It was a really good decision by me.
Yeah. And no offense, but when I remember you sophomore year, you were a pretty big guy as far as weight goes, and then as you started going through your junior and now your senior year, you just put on all that muscle. You lost all that fat and then put it back on with muscle, and it was kind of crazy watching you progress since you joined football.
Yeah. Especially summer, when we didn't see him for so long, and then you just came. It was like, bro, what the heck happened to that guy?
Yeah, you got a lot of work in the summer, man.
So how was that? Tell me a little bit about your work.
So yeah, that was the end of sophomore year. I was training for my junior year, so that's when I was so beast on my junior year because summer we went to all the way up north. It was called what was it called? I don't know, but it was really nice up there, and we just trained our butt off. So we worked out 8 times a day. So we only have 2 or 3 hours, a session of working out, perfecting our craft, working with our offense and our defense, learning many things, and then we would have an hour break to sleep or take a shower, whatever you wanted to do, and then another session would happen, 2 or 3 hours of work, and then it'll give you another break. And it would just keep going like that the whole day. So we'd work out 3 hours, 8 times a day, even at night too. And the next day it would happen. We would wake up around 4 or 5, start to grind again. And it was like that for 4 or 5 days. It was crazy.
Yeah, I didn't know football did that.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That's cool.
That was the first time I was put into a program that was that intense and serious, and I loved it.
Yeah. Did you did you see progress in yourself?
Oh yes, I did.
Day?
Yeah, because I wasn't when I joined, I was very sluggish and slow. Well, I wasn't really slow to begin with because I'm a quick guy, and but I just saw myself getting better, quicker, more elusive, and then more stronger too. Because when I would go against guys, I would struggle at first when I first joined, and then junior, senior year, I would freaking dominate them.
Yeah, didn't you break one of those machines?
Up there, yeah, I did. I took the sled off, and then right here, Betsy, poor Betsy, freaking destroyed her. Me and my crew.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Dude, that was funny. I don't know why, it was just so funny to me. Let's talk about junior year, or sophomore year. How did you what's it called? ROTC. How was that?
Okay, so sophomore year, it was how in the sports, the NBA, or whatever sport, your rookie year is basically a reflection of your second year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was trying not to make, I wasn't trying to make that happen. So like my sophomore year, it was my second year in ROTC, my first year in football. So it was tough to manage my time because I wanted to be very elite in ROTC before I even got anything started in football. So because ROTC was always my number one focus because that's just something that I love. And then so what were the first couple things that we did in sophomore year?
Bro, we did a lot.
Yeah,
man.
there was a lot of things.
It was you,
So-
me, and Frazier.
Yeah, so
Color guards, all that stuff, man.
So I think I just anytime there was a field trip or like anything that was up on the board, I signed up, not even thinking about it. You know, I scheduled it on my books, and then I just took off. I was just trying to soak up any knowledge I can, and then any people that were that was willing to do the same thing, I would hang out with those people, and then it was me, Uribe, and then Frazier, which is another guy. Yeah, we worked our butt off in sophomore year, and then we got introduced to Caldwell, and then he made our team even freaking smarter, better, and more elite. And then, we just took off from there.
So you said that you have done so many things. Was there any point where you like burned out?
No, not really. There was times where I was tired and like that I wanted to, rest up, but like that's why I took like a couple of days off during the weekend, and like my mom was cool with it because she would understand that I had a football, and I also started to work too sophomore year too. I worked sophomore year, like an actual job. I was always working before that, with like little work from there, like dirt work, helping people. But like I actually had like a for real job in sophomore year, junior year, and then even now too. But yeah, it was just, I think the struggle was just, trying to make time, trying to make time for yourself. And then, anyways, the field trips in sophomore year, they were pretty cool. And anything that I learned or like that I experienced, I am now like right now, speaking right now, like senior year, now that I'm knowing that I'm gonna be leaving soon, I'm trying to spread out that knowledge that I know, so the young people know, like yeah. So I can let the young people know what I know, so they can teach the young people what they know.
You know that we know that you know.
That they know that we know.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
everyone knows.
So you're talking about how we're getting ready to leave and stuff. So
that's right.
I know that this has been something you've been thinking about a lot, like what you want to do after high school. Has your plans become any more solid than they were last time we talked, or like what are your plans after high school? Are you still thinking about it, or?
Well, ever since I joined ROTC, I always knew that the military was always in mind, but like the branches changed throughout the years. Like I first wanted to join the army, and the army is still an option now. Like it's still in my mind. But yeah, when army and then sophomore year, we had a bunch of recruits. So like it opened up my mind to Navy, to the Marines, to like the Air Force, because we're an Air Force unit. So those were always an option for me. But then as I just grew up, I started to see what these branches had to offer, and right now my number one option is the Marines.
Ooh.
Yep, Marines.
Yeah, that would be dope, dude. I feel like you would do really good in the Marines.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah,
you're gonna be a tank, bro. You're gonna be a tank.
I gotta train first before I even start anything.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm gonna train guys.
So we talked about sophomore year. Let's talk about junior year. I feel like that was like our year where we like kind of peaked in a way. That was like when everyone was together and everyone like within our flight was at their peak. So
we had a bunch of big jobs.
Mm-hmm.
So how big jobs?
How do you think the year went in your opinion, like from your perspective?
So who were our seniors that year?
They were
DeBow, Hagen. Okay, so that crew. Well, we basically took over. Yeah, we basically did all the work that year. Like my senior flight, I helped a little bit then, but they actually took care of the most of the dirt work because they had important jobs, more valuable jobs than I did, so they had to do more work. But yeah, I think us as a team, we did really good, and then we just try to like at that point take over, and then next year it was given up to us. So yeah, we already had an idea what we were doing, and I think that's why we did so great this year with even with the challenges that we had with COVID. But yeah, I think we did really great.
Yeah, and it's no shade to last year's senior flight. Like,
yeah, no shade at all. You guys did
we,
amazing. It was just unfortunate.
Typically the top 7 consist of all seniors and then Chief being junior.
Yes.
But that last year it was 2 seniors, 4 juniors, and a sophomore. So it was a very young top 7, and so they just didn't really have the opportunity to take charge like we did. This year it was all seniors on top 7, with Chief being a junior. So so that's kind of why we ended up taking over versus like the senior class that year. But yeah, so
what would you say that we're like? What's different about us that from any other flight? Because we get asked the question like, why are we just such a good flight, or why are we the best flight in our opinion? What's your opinion on why?
Well, ever since freshman year, I think people in our flight, like you and me, and like other people as well, we were all hungry. We were all hungry for knowledge, and we just all wanted to be a really good flight. At first we all wanted to be great individuals, and once we noticed that there was other people trying to chase the same, same idea, I think we just all started to work together, and then we all put away our egos, and we just, we really grinded all together, and then,
to like add on to what he said, like I feel like our freshman year we were just so hungry to learn, and it kind of sucks because like this year or even last year I didn't really see that with many cadets, but like in our year, like you guys need to keep in mind this year's a lot. We made it so easy for all the cadets because our freshman year we had to go up to seniors and be like, yo, can we like do color guards? Yeah, we had to ask for them to train us, and then now we're like giving them the opportunity to like be like, yo, let me train you. Like back in the day, they wouldn't waste their time with like asking freshmen, do you want to go train now? Like you had to go ask because that's just how it was. But this year it's like, we're giving them opportunities to go try and learn something new, and which is working really nicely. So
I feel like a lot of first years I feel like they're gonna realize how good they had it. I feel like they take our friendliness for granted, because like we do reach out way more than like any other senior flight that I've noticed.
Sure.
We're always reaching out to try and teach. We're always trying to like mentor. We're always trying to help them out, be friends. I feel like that's going to be a big loss to the unit, because this next year's senior flight, they're a good flight, and they have a lot of really good individuals, but I feel like they won't be able to reach out as much as we did, just because we were so comfortable with everybody. I feel like another thing that makes us like different from everyone else is I feel like we never really were chasing for a position. We were just here trying to do our best, trying to do all we could do with what we had, and I feel like I never heard anybody saying, "Oh, I want this, I want this, I want this." Yeah. Very rarely in our flight did I ever hear people saying that they wanted something specific. They were always just trying to do the best that they could with what they had, and I feel like that's something that kind of sets us apart from other flights as well.
I agree.
Yeah. So senior year, man. This is your senior year.
Yeah, I did. So beginning of senior year, my main focus was football because I had finished my senior season, and I did very good then. And then once that was over, I transferred my focus to ROTC. And then I think at that point, I already knew that I wanted to, pass down my knowledge to other people. So at that point, I was just being, unselfish, and I wanted to, to spill everything that I know to young people.
So I think this is a good time to show that knowledge. So if you have any piece of advice that you personally want to give to the lower classmen or even the junior flight, because they're going to take over, what would that piece of advice be?
Okay, guys, never stop getting hungry, and always ask for help. Always ask for something. If you don't understand something, always ask for something. It's not a sign of weakness. It's just a sign of dedication. Because if you want to get better, ask and actually put in that work to get better. Because the only people that would know and see the progress you made is you and the people around you. And so that's why always surround yourself with good people, because they would make you a better person, you know.
Nice.
Yeah, I think that's really good advice, especially coming from Flores, because he did come from a really rough background, you know, in middle school. Because I've heard some of his story, and you know, he did get in a lot of trouble in middle school years, but he changed his life around, and he made those decisions. He asked for help. He surrounded himself with the right people. So Flores is a really good example to follow. So you guys should honestly look up to Flores and look up to like those people who struggled and then came out of it. Like, because a lot of you'd be surprised how many seniors this year struggled or are struggling, but they're still pushing through and they're still trying their best.
Yeah.
So
thank you, Flores. This is the end of our episode. Flightcast, tune in for next week's podcast, and as always, carry on.
Hold on. Can I say something to you guys?
Yeah, what's
All
up?
right. Hold on, let me think what I was gonna say. You can always cut this, but
Now we're keeping it in.
yeah, we don't edit, and we don't edit on this. We just go for it.
all right. You just gonna get up? Let's get up.
I thought you
Wait,
had something.
I know I am gonna say something.
Oh.
Yeah, just everybody.
Oh, this
get
is
up.
interesting.
Okay, if you want.
Let's change the camera angle because you can just see you can't see my head.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, this
Hey
is-
guys, standing
this
in
is
the
Everybody put the thumbs up. Guys, you guys got these next couple years in the bag. Always work to fulfill your guys' goals and just train hard, guys. All right, chase your dreams.
Hooah.
Yeah.